Hey guys, second fan of the night.
Second fan of the night.
Second Envirofan from Pedro's of the night.
Second fan from Pedro's of the night.
And I forgot in the last video because I was so busy shouting out Pedro's that I also want to shout out. I'm gonna screw up his name. Somebody look at the group chat and make sure I have his name correctly. Was it Landon?
I thought Landon.
Can somebody check? Because my phone's being used. He's a teenager. But he also remembers the Pedro's fans, and I was hoping to get him here for test night tonight, but we'll have to get him here in the future. So big shout out to him. These videos that he couldn't be here for, they're definitely a tribute to him in addition to Pedro's. And so as we talked about in our last video, we have only one sponsor for these videos, and it is Pedro's Chips and Salsa. We have the spicy chips, we have the plain chips, and we have the salsa. And I have dumped the salsa out onto a plate so that we can more easily eat it. But where's the container so I can still show it on camera?
It kind of seems like a subsidiary of 8-12-20, but
yes, it is a subsidiary of 8-12-20. You are correct.
It is
And
8-12-20 for tonight.
And we've been enjoying these chips and salsa. I have a feeling that a lot of them are going to get eaten today. And so big thank you to Pedro's for providing both the fans and the 8-12-20 for tonight's video. This is the fan from the bar. There originally were two in the bar, and one of them got replaced with a quick connect. I was very sad when I saw that happen, because that was fairly recent in my lifetime, at least. This one was still there. Andy and Stuart took this one down. This was the only one that had noisy bearings at the restaurant, so I oiled the bearings in this one without even testing it first. Had a lot of balloon in it, which is not surprising given the amount of partying that happened.
Quick connects from 2005, so that's probably about when the second one went.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to think of it. I wasn't living in Madison in 2005, so I must have come back to Madison to that being replaced.
What I'm thinking, yeah.
So I'm trying to think
So
what I would have.
that was still almost 20 years ago, but
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
So this was the one that was right by the bar. You said kind of on the
Yeah,
far wall on
right next to the bar. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Almost over it, but not quite. And again, we were talking about how when the building was built, which is built with an asterisk next to it, in '81, all the Envirofans were original, and then the Casablancas were all replacements of Envirofans as they became the victim of balloons and other things. And then the Hampton Bays and Craft Maids were also replacements. So this is one of the original fans. Again, these are actually Envirofan labeled, and one of the ways that you can tell is that they have a blade shape that's unique to Envirofan. This one has a different blade shape than the first one we tested. There's two different blade shapes, and this one is slightly different. I've at least never seen this blade shape on a different label, and most of the Envirofan labeled ones have this blade shape. The Envirofan ones also don't have badges. They just mount with just the arm to the motor. And then being a 52-inch with the 56-inch size motor as opposed to a 48. Again, other labels did have that, but these are all things that are pretty specific to Envirofan. When you see that combination together, then these are Envirofan labeled. They were called the Decorafan. They came out in either 80 or 81. And then when they switched production to Taiwan, they had the Taiwan company kind of try to replicate it, which is where we get the plunger canopy Decorafans, which also have a similar shaped blade arm and no badge, not on the bottom. You can tell that they were trying to replicate this with those Taiwan ones.
And of course, we know that Taiwan ones are the gold line after Union,
Yes.
out in the Bay.
Yes.
Those gold lines.
So yeah. Anything else you guys want to say about this before we put power to it? Last one was big in rush, so I'm assuming they all will be.
Mm-hmm.
What's funny is, I'm not an Envirofan expert like Dan and Pete, and maybe I don't know about Andy's much, but these two definitely are Enviro. I would never have guessed something like this would have been labeled Envirofan. I would have guessed this was Evergo or something like that.
I mean, Evergo or Union would have been the factory.
Well, yeah, but the label I would have thought it would.
Let me see if these actually say which factory. I mean, it's the same factory, but nope, they just say Envirofan Systems, Buffalo, New York. They have the exact same label as the Gold Line.
Probably originally from Hong Kong.
Yeah.
Initially.
Do me a favor. Somebody check all the models. This one's a model 524N. Somebody check and see if they're all 524N.
The other one's over here. Like that.
You mean 452N4?
Excuse me. Yes, 50. Yes. What did I say?
Something that wasn't that. 452N4.
Yep. I'm curious if both blade shapes are the same model number, because I'm guessing they are. But it'd be 452N4.
Oh, the Office was the weird one, wasn't it?
No, the Office had mix match blades, which again supports my theory of them doing musical fans.
That's the same one.
Okay. Well, yeah. So yeah, I as a kid I thought these were all Envirofans because the only ones I'd seen labels or controls for were Envirofan. And then when I started collecting, then they were all labeled like Montgomery Ward or some other. And I did not think that. And then I called up Envirofan in the '90s, and they're like, "We never made brass fans," and so I assumed that the Envirofan labeled one, that the brass ones were never labeled Envirofan. And then of course, it turns out that yes, they were. And the people that currently own Envirofan have no idea that these existed. I have sent them pictures and stuff, and they're like, they're like, "Oh, that's interesting," but they that was before their time, So okay, let's do a 0 to high.
Okay.
With the refurbished test rig.
Oh, yeah, new solid state control.
Bit of startup sound there.
Bearing noise.
I don't think that is bearing noise. I'm not sure what that is because it doesn't make that noise when there's no power applied.
It sounded like canopy noise to me.
Yeah.
Could be.
I guess we didn't balance.
Everybody always
We
talks
forgot-
over the noise too.
Forgot the balance this one.
I mean, we haven't been doing any balancing. We've just been doing them as they were in the
I mean,
restaurant.
they're not bad.
No, that's
for
not
video.
bad, but that would definitely help with that.
Probably. It doesn't look bad from here. It looks like they're pretty well aligned. I think maybe one's a little up.
There's one's up and one's down, but it's not.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's do RPM 0.82, so it's a little bit lower than the other
It's
one.
not the irons. Irons.
Oh, the blades are probably just warped.
Probably
Blades,
warped,
yeah. So power factor of 1. So it's a little less current draw than the other one. Not much though. Like tolerances in motor windings and capacitors. The other one was what? Like 346 or something. Where'd that calculator go?
On the ground.
Ah. We will want to remember that these are all my tools today, so don't let me forget to pack them up. So otherwise I won't have any tools at home.
I got 4
Tools
Hold
are
on.
Are you going back tonight, Rick, or are you staying home?
I was gonna. I mean, I got stuff tomorrow evening, but I'm probably gonna be awfully tired of driving back. Is that an issue? or what?
1371.
What'd you say? 1471?
13.
Okay.
Last one was 1385, so it's gonna be close.
That's
Yeah, 343.
Yeah.
Which makes sense with the slight difference in tolerance. Let's see what the CFM was. The last one was 9,000 CFM, which is easily gold mine category.
Yeah, it kind of feels like a 9,000
Yeah,
type of thing.
and well, these with speed, he was saying, tend to spread the air out like a gold line versus
Right,
a
yeah.
direct down breeze like Casablanca's.
Do
And
they have the upward pitch a little bit?
Little bit,
Very
not much.
slight.
but also just that they're shallower pitched and it's relying on speed.
Yeah, this operates on speed, not pitch.
Yeah, my personal theory is that when you rely on speed, not pitch, you get a wider dispersion versus a direct breeze.
That's a good point, honestly. I hadn't thought about
I get a 590.
it. What'd you guys end up doing with the grommets? Did you just replace them?
No, we're just swapping them between fans because the Craftmate had the best grommet, ironically.
Of course.
Again, I feel
It's
like
like
there was
the-
some musical fans happening.
The quick connect has one too.
Yeah, it's weird about that. Yeah, you were saying the
So yeah,
Envirofans might have been
8,700. So pretty close to the other one.
Yeah, all the
Versus those are-
Envirofans have either no grommet or
It's
homemade
like-
grommet.
Tape grommets.
Again, part of the reason I think is the Envirofans are a much more aggressive motor, so they're going to kill the grommets quicker.
They're torquey versus
Yeah.
those. That's
Yeah,
Okay.
I noticed they're quite aggressive.
Well, let's do spin down. That one's just a little bit less airflow than the last one.
Yeah,
It also could be that as well.
Versus, being wood blades versus metal blades, 56-inch metal blades.
This would say, if you, I mean, not that you would ever do it, but if you put metal blades on this, it would perform exactly like a gold one.
Well, you would
Oh,
have
that's
to.
four.
What you would have to do is accommodate the weight and surface area of a 56-inch fan, and then calculate what the size the blades needed to be. Because again, it would be 3 blades versus 4.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
So if you put 4 56-inch blades on here, it's going to be much slower because there's more weight and more surface area.
Right.
So if you do the measurements of what the weight and surface area would be, I mean it's probably close enough to put 4 52-inch blades on there or 4 48-inch blades on there. So yeah, if you put slightly smaller metal blades on here, then it would probably perform like a gold line. Or if you drilled it for 3 and then put the blades on there. And again, I'm just assuming it's the same motor as a gold line. The current draw is about the same, and if you, measure it and see, the proportions look the same as a gold line motor. But here, Pete, your metalist, hold this up next to it.
Okay.
Let's see if it actually is. Once it's stopped, we
I love
can
how
wait for-
there's a gold line motor just within reach.
Unfortunately, that one needs to be rewound.
But the fact that there's a gold line motor within,
Oh, we have gold lines
within
everywhere.
reach, just,
Yes.
oh, right here.
Yeah, gold lines. The other difference, of course, being that it's cast iron versus aluminum.
You said
Let me
this
see
is
the bottom of
aluminum?
that. Let me see the bottom of that real quick.
Holding
It's
the
just kind of,
gold line
yeah,
motor.
I think, it's just stuff on there. And the reason that they did that, not only because aluminum's cheaper, or at least was cheaper, but it's much harder. And Pete and I argued about this in the last video because, just because something exists doesn't mean it's not harder. It's much harder to get brass plating to stick to iron than aluminum. So anytime you see something Union or Evergo that's brass plated, I've yet to find an iron spinner motor from Union or Evergo that is plated. I'm not saying they don't exist. I haven't found one. And if you look at the SMCs that are brass plated or 24 gold carat plated, the ones that are cast iron, the plating's always coming off. Pete pointed out that Golden Fan and New Fan seem to do a better job of it because some of those are iron, and they have pretty solid brass plating. And it's not. I mean, who else did a brass plated cast iron?
Well, we said Hunters.
Well, yeah, like oil bath fans.
yeah, but that
Hunter
was bull brass though, wasn't it?
It was brass. It wasn't real brass plating.
Yeah, it was like.
And it was and I think I was pointing out in the last video is that the bulk of the parts in that fan are steel.
Yeah.
Because the face plates or they're pot metal canopy.
Also, how about that spin down?
Yeah, spin down on this one is remarkably good. We got to get a balloon out of there.
Yeah, there's the eyesight.
Okay.
So what does it look? Same size?
It actually looks a little shorter. I think width is about
What?
roughly the same.
Slightly shorter. Is
Which
Like
one's shorter? The
stack-
gold line or the?
The gold line is stack height shorter, I think.
Okay.
This might be kind of like the ones we put at GMS. Those narrower ones.
I bet you it's the same as an aluminum gold line. Remember we have a few gold lines that are cast
that could
aluminum?
be.
I'll
I bet
hold
you it's
another
exactly
one
the
up.
same.
Do we have another one to hold up?
Not a union one, not an aluminum one, not handy at least. I think we've proven our point. It's damn close.
It's the same ballpark for sure.
Okay, so the last one started at 5. This one's got a little bit better spin down. Where do we think it's gonna start?
I'll give. Who's first, Andy?
Doesn't matter. I mean,
4.
I've been breaking the rules today.
Okay,
After all, we
4.
only have one sponsor for this video. Pedro.
Alright, I'm gonna be bold and say 3.
I'll go 4.
Somebody already said
That's a-
4.
that's a
But
4.
we can, if we want to, we can break the rules.
Okay,
You
we're
want
just
to stick with 4 or you
doing
want to?
everything different today.
I'll go with 5.
I'll go with 6.
All right. Here goes. 1, 2.
Oh wow!
Whoa.
I would. Okay, nobody was expecting that.
No, none of us would have, because the last one didn't.
The last
start.
one didn't start till 6.
What were
and
what were the bearings like on that one?
they were noisy, and I got it to quiet down with WD-40, but they were fine. They operated fine.
And
Had a
this-
good
how,
spin down.
How about, was this one the same case? Or?
No, this one was noisy and stiff, but
Oh.
turned out to be mostly balloon. And when we got the balloon out of there,
Wow. Okay, that's
I wasn't expecting. Again, there's difference in tolerances, and Union and Evergo is notoriously shitty.
Yeah. Well, I mean, sometimes their quality. I think it's more their quality control
Yes.
is huge.
Yes.
Like, the shitty end versus the good end was large.
Yes.
Okay, here is 2. It's atmospheric.
Atmospheric.
I wonder how Jonas these are.
I'm gonna guess he likes them. I wish I would have taken Jonas to Pedro's, but I don't know if they were open when he was here.
Jonas being there would have been something. He would have just talked that guy's ear off.
I've never seen that guy there when it was open. He's
Oh,
probably
okay.
either doing owner shit or just working in back, like in the kitchen or something.
3.
He generally wasn't.
Yeah.
Although I've heard from a lot of people that used to eat there that they would always see him in like maybe he was in the bar area hanging out and drinking.
It's in the bar. Yeah.
I mean, a lot of restaurant and bar
No,
owners
that does happen.
like to just hang out in the bar and drink.
10 bar maybe for a while?
Maybe.
So what's that for?
This is 3.
That's
Pretty, yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Very different between the two.
Yeah.
Here is 4.
Like you could put this on freaking 4711 probably.
Well, here is 4.
Find
And
out. That's what I would want for a low right there or something like that. And it's also kind of weird hearing these things be quiet because like they've been on those god awful like dimmers for a million years.
The last one was bedroom quiet on solid state
Yeah,
too.
we shall find out. Well, who knows? It could be a little different.
Yeah,
then
they-
here is 5.
In
which,
fairness, those go ahead, you remember. Let's keep talking.
5, which is a more standard low.
Yeah. In fairness, those are actually really good quality light dimmers. Those are like the most expensive light dimmers you could get at the time, but they weren't fan controls.
Yeah, right.
Those were like the Lutrons with the heat sinks.
Yeah,
and-
no, I could tell they were better quality. It's not
Yeah.
the right one.
Interesting that he went for such good quality on the dimmer switches and
didn't buy a fan.
didn't buy fan controls, and not everything there was the best quality. The Casablancas, yes, these were probably cheap fans of the time.
And then Hampton Bays rock.
Hampton Bays. Well, but he told me, he said that the replacements came from wherever was closest. It wasn't about what was cheapest, it was about what was closest.
So where there had to be a Home Depot nearby.
There is still a Home Depot right by the Portillo's there.
Oh, well, that's guaranteed. That's where those.
And that's
But then the craft made big.
Well, again, there was a showroom there. You can keep going, your medalist.
Here is 6.
There used to be a showroom there. I'm trying to think of what corner it was on. But it's in the corner. It's not there anymore. But I can look it up. But it was just like going towards Portillo's on the right.
This is 7,
Okay,
so
7.
you were calling us 4, 7, 11.
So here I've relocated the salsa to a plate.
Okay.
So that you can try the chips and salsa on camera. Do you want the spicy first or the plain?
Give me the plain first.
Okay.
Oh yeah, of course. To get
And
an
then
idea.
come over here on camera and try it on camera when we get to 8.
I gotta get prepared.
And now and so far we have all genuinely liked everything we've tried so far. But if you don't, we're not saying anything bad about Pedro's on camera, since they were nice enough to be our sponsor for today's video in both fans and snacks.
Okay.
So come on camera, Rick. You're gonna try it on camera. I guess we'll have Andy try it on camera for the next video. Yes. Okay.
And here comes 8.
Crunch, 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 crunch. If you drop on the floor, pick it up.
I like that.
Yeah,
That's way better than I was thinking it was gonna be.
no, it's again,
quite good.
people love their chips and salsa, and because of the fact that they're made just get a shop towel, because of the fact that they're made locally in a small kitchen, they even though they're packaged and sold in stores, they still taste relatively fresh.
That tastes really good to me.
I like it. I don't mind a little more, like a little hotter. But given that it's for everybody's palate, not just people like me and Pete.
Yeah.
I
really like that.
Yeah. We'll try the spicy chips next time for
That'll be
12.
our next fan, yeah.
Yep. 9. So yeah, 8 is already like a medium.
Yeah. You couldn't put this fan and the other one on the same control without the speeds being wildly different, which is crazy.
Yeah. 5, 8, 13, or you could do 4, 7, 11.
This is 11?
No, this is 9.
Oh, okay.
So here is 10. And here comes 11. So this is what you would get for your medium.
Where's the yeah. Now this could be entertaining on camera depending on how it goes.
Mm-hmm. I don't think they're that spicy, but
That actually sounds
go ahead and get it on camera. You want to try? You want to try the spicy chip without the salsa first, or just go right
Just
in?
to give it a taste.
Yeah.
Just to see
Okay, well,
what-
come on camera.
Okay, well I don't want to double dip either, so.
No, yeah, we're not
You
double
can
dipping.
break it.
Yeah, that's what we've been doing.
Alright. Is it 12?
And 12.
Crunch.
Crunch,
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 crunch, crunch, crunch, crunch, crunch, crunch.
No, that's not too bad.
No. I figure if you eat flaming hot Cheetos, that should be
No,
nothing.
that's not bothering me at all.
That'll be cannot wait.
Can you pass me one?
These are quite
I'll get one.
Yeah, I'm not making it up for the video. I'm being serious when I say I'm gonna start buying this for the house from now on.
Yeah.
Just keeping it at the house.
If you had these like around your house, I'd be eating them a lot.
I have them now. I bought 2 bags for at home, and I got 2 bags and 3 salsas. And the question is, I've only brought 2 of the bags here, but I brought 2 of the salsas. And the question is, how many of the salsas will we have? How much of it will we have left at the end of the night? I feel like we're gonna get into that second salsa. I'm glad I brought
So
2.
this is 12, and this is already. And here's 13, so I did say a 5, 8, and 13 is another option.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't even go over with these. I already know that.
Yeah. Yeah. The only downside is just how hard it is to find because it sells out so quick. Because he's only making and selling small batches.
Right.
So it seems like every time it gets to the store, it sells out as quick as they stock the shelves.
Well, yeah, all the people that know about it are buying it up quick. No, I actually think I like the seasoned chips better.
Me too.
Oh,
So yeah, we got Rick eating something that's not.
And you got,
Completely
I mean,
bland food.
in case the viewers aren't aware, I think I'm the pickiest eater in this whole friend group. Save
Probably.
for maybe, I mean, Pete's picky, but not quite as bad as me. Stuart's honestly pickier than you would think too.
He is, but I also feel like I could get Stuart to try stuff easier than getting you to try stuff.
Yeah, no, trying
yeah,
stuff is
here's
not in my
16.
cover.
Pete, it's very interesting. Certain things he just will not try, but then other things he's very adventurous. And again, it has if you can compare it to something he likes, then he'll try it. you know, if I can say, oh, Pete, it's like an Italian beef sandwich. Oh, I'll try that. You know, or you know, it's.
Or is this what 15?
17.
Yeah.
These don't go over.
Nope.
Oh, wow.
And it's
18.
not,
I
and
actually
yeah.
would not have guessed that. I would have thought something like this would.
No, these have been great performers.
No back capacitors
19.
either, huh?
No,
Not yet.
Not so far.
which is surprising given they're on dimmers because
Yeah,
usually
that's
usually
kinda
that's
what I was
really
wondering about,
I
yeah.
wonder if those Lutron dimmers just have the kind of filtering. Oh, well, this is 19.
Yep.
Okay, well, anybody else who wants the salsa, I'll pass the salsa back over. Yeah, no, this has been a great sponsor. We may have to keep it at the barn too.
Yeah.
The trick is I'm hoping that we can find a store near Pete that has it, so we can both stock up on it. Because otherwise, it's just going to be so hard to keep it in stock here because of how hard it is to keep in stock in the stores.
What the?
Crunch, 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 crunch. And I think somebody dropped some salsa if somebody wants to get that. I'm just trying to keep it from getting too many rodents in the.
I cleaned up the part I did.
No, I know. I thought I saw Pete drop some, but I guess could be imagining it, or it could just be adorning the metal attire. Okay. Yeah, just go ahead and we know it's not gonna. Just go ahead and
The thing I like about the salsa is I don't like when the chunks
Okay,
are
I am just
wildly
gonna
different
max it
sizes.
out
It's
and
very-
show what it draws. It is right at 7.4.
Okay, hit high switch so we can see the comparison. Yep, it's still a huge difference between 40 and high. Okay, let's do solid state. Moment of truth.
Okay. Yeah, I replaced the solid state.
Yeah.
Oh, on the test rig.
Yeah, he had a Casablanca he was testing a while ago that had something fail that took the solid state control out with. I can't remember which Casablanca was that.
I don't remember
I remember it was a Casablanca
a Casablanca.
that you were testing, and I think you did it when I wasn't here. And I helped you fix something in the Casablanca, and then the solid state didn't work after that.
Oh,
But I don't remember what specifically it was.
wasn't a Four Seasons
No, it wasn't that Four Seasons. I wasn't here for that.
or a,
Okay. Anybody want? The last one was bedroom quiet. Anybody want to guess anything other than bedroom quiet?
I don't have a reason to say anything else.
I'm gonna
I
go.
didn't witness it.
I'm gonna go with silent, just out of hope.
Okay. Anyone else take bedroom quiet? Or?
I'd
Yep.
say, yeah, I'd say.
Everybody's taking bedroom.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's see if this one is the same. Turn that off. There.
Ooh,
Okay, no, this one's.
the other direction.
Interesting.
Okay, didn't see that coming.
No.
These are throwing us some curveballs.
Yeah, you know what that sound is? It sounds like something's resonating through the.
Yeah. So would we still call it? Is that high end of bedroom or is that low end of living room?
That's probably living room.
I would go living room just because it kicked on like right away.
Okay. That's a little disappointing, but this one's been a champ otherwise.
Yeah.
But this one would be a capacitor-based control.
Right. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Well, again, I've toyed with the idea of throwing these up in my house in one of the places where I could do a matched set, but a contingency for that would be they would need to be on a solid state.
Well, I mean, we still got 2 more to go.
Yeah, if I can find the 2 quietest ones. I don't plan on doing that because it would mean changing out fans that I love where they are.
Well, the R52s and what's the other one?
I've always thought about doing a dual install in the living room instead of the single 56 inch
Oh,
fan.
that's true. You could do that.
And I've either doing 2 ANGs or 2 Broadways or 2.
Honestly, 2 of these wouldn't look terrible either with the brass. Like, is the bird fans also?
It would look really good there actually. Or even heck, I've talked about doing multiple fans in the music room and doing like instead of 2 sonitaires, do 2 of these.
That's also.
And then maybe put some kind of, oh, this is an idea. Put some kind of light where the current sonitaire is, like some kind of a swag or something like that. I have an idea for what would go there, but I will have to. It'd be a surprise. I've got an idea. But yeah, two of these in the corners,
That's
and then
another bird fan.
and then that still may happen. It may not.
Okay.
And part of that's going to be how much time I have, or if you're up here for a day where you can help me. There's a variety of factors. But I still may do that.
Okay.
But yeah, I could see doing 2 of these in the music room. I guess then those wouldn't have to be solid state, although it'd be easier. Okay, so what do we got left? Anything?
Nope.
Okay, how Rick are these?
It's one of those things like okay. Short answer, I'd say low end of avocado plants. It's not like
Okay.
anything I'm It's not the kind of thing I'm gonna steal while Dan's sleeping, but they're definitely cool, and I was wanting to be around for at least one test.
Okay, so that's a little higher than I expected. I thought these were going to be wood grain station wagon because you were more interested in being here when the Casablancas were tested.
Just because those have a lot more childhood significance. I saw so many restaurants with those, including Portillo's being a big one. But
That's
these
true.
these I don't have any childhood remembrance of, but they're just a freaking cool vintage fan.
Right,
What's,
me and
what's not to
these-
like?
In general, our childhood, 'cause it's just like the one above you there.
Yeah. Did you ever see this version as a kid? Oh, at least I know you might not remember the blade shape and stuff like that, but all brass.
I probably did. I'm sure I
Hard
did.
to remember.
But just not outright.
Gotcha. Okay, so well, when we thank our singular sponsor for this video, does anybody want the salsa to do some crunching?
Sure.
Okay, here I'll hand the salsa off. Just
It's the most crunching I've done on camera.
I
in a long
know.
time.
So our sponsor for this video is Pedro's Mexican Restaurant, the source of both the fans, the chips, and the salsa. Made in small batches, no MSG, gluten-free. A family tradition is their slogan. And then, of course, they are a subsidiary of 81220, where our motto is crunch, 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 crunch. Well, that's it for this video. It's time to wrap up. We got plenty more. We're going to try to get through all the Pedro's fans tonight. So, wait, who's that at the door? Why, look, it's Metal Jonas. Hey, last time you were here, Metal Jonas, you had some chips. Would you like some chips, Metal Jonas?
Oh, love.
Rick, would you like to share with Metal Jonas? Give him see who I'm sure he wants the spicy.
Oh,
Those spicy are not going to last. So I think for future reference, we're just buying the spicy.
Yeah. Stir it up.
I mean, I'm not used to tortilla chips coming in plain and spicy. I'm used to salsa coming in mild and spicy.
Right, that's usually where
So I like that.
Yeah.
You know, I would love to, one day I'd love to hang as many fans from my collection as possible at House in the Rock. Metal Jonas, where on House in the Rock would you have, we have 4 of these. Where would be a good place at House in the Rock for 4 of these?
Love the organ room.
The organ room? That's not what I would have picked, but I can see it.
That's a good Metal Jonas.
It is a good Metal Jonas thing. Anything else you're looking for, Metal Jonas?
How about, do you have any Evergo catalog?
I don't know if they ever made a catalog, but I'd love to find one.
Or some Homestead catalogs?
You have 81 of them.
Or Casablanca catalogs?
Oh.
Crap.
Yeah, I guess not.
Yeah.
So, okay, well, anything else you want to say about House in the Rock, Metal Jonas?
Oh, one word, incredible.
One word.
Overwhelming. One word.
Amazing.
Wow.
Okay, well, that's it for this. We got 2 more of these, and then we got some other fans. It's going to be a fun... The great thing about the fact that these fans came down mostly working is that we can just do an assembly line and get them up. I think we will get all of them tonight, so thanks for watching. And what should they buy?
Fans.
And
And Pedro's.
Pedro's.
thanks for watching.